Pisces, if you clicked on this reading because the title promised you that this person is deeply in love with you and has finally decided to make move this August, you are exactly where you need to be. But what the title didn't tell you is the exact moment they realized they couldn't live without you, and the secret confession they are terrified to share until they see your eyes. The shift in their energy is no longer just a feeling. It is an impending action. Before we dive into this beautiful shift, tell me in the comments where you are watching from, and make sure to like this video and subscribe to Trusted Tarot to lock in this energy. Pisces, do not scroll past this. Do not let the algorithm sweep you away, because this message is arriving at the exact right moment, and it is not coincidence. You were meant to hear this now. Your higher self, your intuition. The very spirit that guides your steps pulled you to this exact video at this exact second. The universe does not make mistakes, and neither does your soul. When you feel that sudden pull to click, it is because your energy field has already recognized the shift that is coming toward you. You have been waiting, wondering, and questioning, but the waiting is about to end. The spiritual realm has orchestrated this meeting between your energy and this message because the timeline is accelerating, and the universe is demanding your attention. Let's talk about what your body has been telling you lately. Because your physical vessel is the first to know when a massive energetic shift is occurring, you have been feeling this undeniable chest flutter, sudden tightness or warmth right over your heart center, especially when you think of them. You've been dealing with this unexplainable restlessness, pacing the floors, unable to sit still, feeling like something huge is about to break open. You find yourself constantly checking your phone, not just out of habit, but because your nervous system is literally vibrating, anticipating a notification, message, shift in the dynamic. You might be waking up earlier than usual, your sleep interrupted by a sudden surge of energy, or you're experiencing unusual emotional sensitivity, where things that wouldn't have bothered you a month ago now bring you to tears. These are not random symptoms, Pisces. These are somatic confirmations. Your body is literally recalibrating to hold the frequency of the love and commitment that is being sent your way. The tension you feel is just the friction of the old reality dissolving to make room for the new one. You might have noticed a change in your appetite or a sudden craving for things that ground you because your spirit is trying to anchor this massive influx of energy. You feel it in your throat chakra too, this urge to speak, to say something, to reach out. But you hold back because your intuition is telling you to wait. And thank the stars you waited, because if you had reached out in the old energy, it would have been received differently. But now the energy has shifted. The air around you feels thicker, charged with an electric anticipation. And this energy hasn't just been in your waking hours, it has been bleeding into your subconscious, painting vivid pictures while you sleep. You've been having these intense dreams involving water deep, emotional, swirling water that feels both overwhelming and deeply comforting. You might have dreamt of rings, or of seeing a familiar face in a crowd and just knowing it was them, even if their back was turned. You wake up with their name on your lips, or with a sudden flash of memory from a time when you two felt completely aligned. These aren't just dreams, Pisces, they are downloads. Your subconscious mind is processing the energetic cord that is currently being pulled taut between you and this person. You're experiencing these synchronicities, seeing repeating numbers, hearing songs that remind you of them at the exact right moment, feeling these intuitive nudges that say to get ready. Your mind is trying to make logical sense of it, but your soul already knows the truth. The universe is whispering to you in the quiet moments, preparing you for the loud, undeniable reality that is about to unfold. Think about the times you felt a sudden wave of warmth wash over you out of nowhere, or a sudden feeling of being deeply loved when you were completely alone. That was them. That was their energy reaching across the distance, wrapping around you, trying to communicate what their words couldn't. They have been thinking about you obsessively. You have been living in their mind rent-free, dictating their thoughts, influencing their moods, and guiding their decisions. Now, we need to step into their world. We need to understand what is happening behind their silence, behind the distance, or behind the confusing mixed signals you might have been receiving. Because here is the truth that changes everything. While you were doubting, they were deciding. While you were feeling the pain points of this connection, feeling stuck, doubting their feelings, and wondering if you were wasting your time, they were going through a profound internal reckoning. They have been carrying this immense, overwhelming love for you, but it terrified them. They looked at what you bring to their life, the depth of your soul, the way you understand them on a level no one else ever has, and it triggered every fear they have about being truly known. They pulled back not because they didn't care, but because they cared too much and didn't know how to handle the magnitude of it. But Pisces, that season of fear is over. The internal storm they have been battling has finally broken. They have been sitting in the quiet, looking at the empty space you left, and the realization has hit them like a freight train. They are remembering the way you look at them, the way you make them feel safe, the way your energy soothes their chaotic mind. They are regretting the time they wasted being afraid, the moments they let pride or past trauma dictate their actions instead of their heart. They are realizing that a life without you isn't just lonely, it's incomplete. They are preparing to step forward, But they need you to understand the depth of this transformation before the actual move is made. They are gathering their courage, organizing their thoughts, and preparing to offer you not just an apology, but a completely new version of themselves. They have been doing the inner work, looking at their shadows, confronting the parts of themselves that sabotaged good things in the past. They realized that pushing you away was a trauma response, not a reflection of their true feelings. And now they are standing at the edge of a cliff, ready to jump, ready to surrender to the love they have been fighting for so long. They are looking at the calendar, looking at this August energy, and they are making a definitive choice. They are done playing games, they are done with the push and pull, they want the peace, the depth, and the profound union that only you can provide. Before I tell you exactly what they are going to do, before I give you the specific nature of this incoming message or action, you need to understand the context of why it was delayed. You need to know why the universe made you wait, because if you do not understand the foundation of this silence, the reveal might feel too sudden and you might accidentally push it away. The delay was not a denial. The distance was not a departure. It was a necessary incubation period. Both of you had to shed old skins, had to confront the shadows that were keeping you from fully merging. If they had come to you months ago with this level of intensity, you might not have been ready to receive it, or they might not have been steady enough to hold it. The universe orchestrated this pause so that when they finally step forward, it is not a fleeting impulse, but a fortified, unshakable decision. You needed this time to reclaim your own power, to remember your worth outside of their validation, so that when they return, you are not receiving them from a place of desperate lack, but from a place of sovereign choice. Take a deep breath right now. Feel your feet on the ground, if you're feeling this resonance. If your spirit is nodding along to every single word, if your heart is beating a little faster knowing that the shift is real, I need you to anchor this energy. Take a brief second to subscribe to Trusted Tarot, hit that like button, and share this reading with someone who needs to hear it, or simply leave it here in the comments as a digital marker of your claim. By engaging, you are not just boosting a video, you are telling the universe, I am ready to receive. I am open to this blessing. You are opening the door wider, signaling to the spiritual realm that you are an active participant in your own destiny. This micro commitment you make right now is the energetic green light that accelerates the timeline. Now, let us talk about what is actually coming. This is not a vague possibility, Pisces. This is a spiritual certainty. Sometime in this immediate window, you are going to receive direct, intentional communication from them. This is not a casual, hey, thrown out of boredom, nor is it a breadcrumb designed to keep you on the hook. This is a profound confession. This is a moment of raw, unfiltered vulnerability. They are going to reach out to bridge the gap. And when they do, the words will carry the heavy, beautiful weight of everything they have been holding inside. It might come as a long, thoughtful text message that arrives when you least expect it, perhaps late at night or early in the morning, exactly when your defenses are down and your spirit is most receptive. You will read it, and you will feel the shift in your chest. You will know, without a shadow of a doubt, that this is not the same energy that pulled away. Alternatively, it might be a phone call. You will see their name on your screen, and your breath will catch. When you answer, their voice might shake just a little, betraying the depth of their nerves and their absolute certainty that they need you in their life. They are going to apologize, not just for the distance, but for the specific pain they caused by their hesitation. They are going to expose the truth they have been hiding, that every step they took away from you was actually a step toward the agonizing realization that they could not breathe without you. They are making a decision, Pisces, a definitive, negotiable decision, to step into this connection with pure intention. They are preparing an invitation, not just to talk, but to rebuild, to realign, to start this next chapter with a clean slate and a fiercely protected heart. The deep, abiding love and the commitment you have been longing for is not fantasy. It is the destination they are now actively, urgently navigating toward. But listen to me very carefully, because this is where your true power lies, and this is the most crucial part of the entire reading. With this massive influx of energy and this impending confession comes a necessary nuanced warning. Do not let your old pain distort this new message. When they finally reach out, your ego, your wounded inner child, might want to react defensively. You might feel the sudden, sharp urge to push back, to test them, to bring up past hurts just to see if they will flinch or if they will run away again. I am begging you, pause before you react. Receive this message clearly, not defensively. The intensity of their return might feel overwhelming, and your nervous system, which has been in survival mode for so long, might interpret this sudden closeness as a threat. If you meet their vulnerability with walls, if you answer their heartfelt confession with sarcasm or coldness, you will disrupt the delicate bridge they are trying to build. You have to be the grounded, compassionate, deeply intuitive Pisces that you are. Take a deep breath when the notification pops up. Read their words twice. Feel the sincerity behind the text or hear the tremor of truth in their voice. Do not punish them for the time it took them to figure this out, because that time was absolutely necessary for both of your evolutions. If you react from a place of guarded anger, you will force them back into their shell, and the universe will have to reset this timeline, delaying your joy unnecessarily. Instead, choose to receive. Choose to be soft but strong. Hold your boundaries, yes, but do not build a fortress out of fear. Let them see that you are ready to meet them in this new, mature, deeply loving energy. You are not the same person who was hurt, and they are not the same person who did the hurting. This is a new dynamic, and it requires a new response. You might be wondering why now? Why, after all this time? After all the silence and the confusing crossroads, is the universe suddenly pressing the accelerator? Pisces, you must understand that divine timing is never a punishment. It is a profound form of spiritual protection. The universe does not operate on human clocks, on arbitrary deadlines, or on the anxious ticking of your own restless mind. It operates on energetic resonance. And right now, in this specific window of August, the frequency between you and this person has finally, perfectly aligned. Think of the silence you have endured not as an empty void, but as a fertile, dark soil. A seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. It requires time in the dark. Time to break open, time to send roots deep into the earth before it can ever reach for the sun. This person needed that darkness. They needed to sit in the absolute absence of your light to realize just how desperately they depended on it. If they had come to you a month ago, or even a few weeks ago, their energy would have still been tangled in fear, still reactive, still fragile. A connection built on that shaky foundation would have cracked under the first sign of pressure. But the universe waited. The universe held the space until their internal reckoning was complete, until their resolve was forged in the fire of their own regret, until they were no longer just wishing for you, but actively choosing you. This is the divine window opening. The astrological and spiritual currents are currently shifting in your favor, washing away the debris of past misunderstandings. The waters that govern your sign, Pisces, are calming. The chaotic storms that kept you both drifting in opposite directions are settling into a profound, glassy stillness. This stillness is what allows them to finally see the shore, and that shore is you. The timing is happening now because the internal growth on both sides has reached its absolute peak. You have spent this time reclaiming your boundaries, remembering your worth, and learning to stand firmly in your own power. They have spent this time confronting their shadows, dismantling their ego, and realizing that pride is a poor substitute for love. The universe waited until you were both strong enough to hold the weight of this blessing without breaking. And oh, Pisces, I know how heavy that waiting has been. I need to speak directly to the exhaustion that lives in your bones right now. I see the nights you spent staring at the ceiling, your mind racing, replaying every conversation, every glance, every moment of warmth trying to decode the mixed signals. I see the moments you sat with your phone in your hand typing out a message, only to delete it, your heart aching with the fear of being too much or not enough. I see the times you tried to explain this connection to your friends, and when they couldn't understand the depth of it, you started to doubt your own intuition. You started to wonder if you were imagining the chemistry, if you were romanticizing the potential, if you were simply fooling yourself into hoping for something that was never really there. Let me be the voice of absolute certainty that cuts through that doubt right now. You were not imagining it. Your intuition was never wrong. The connection you felt was not a projection. It was a profound, soul-level recognition. The love was real, even when their actions were clouded by fear. The depth you sensed in them is real, even when they were too terrified to show it. You are not crazy for feeling what you felt, and you are not foolish for holding out hope for what you knew was possible. Your heart, with its boundless capacity for empathy and deep, unconditional love, was simply picking up on the truth of their soul before their mind was brave enough to admit it. I know how exhausting it is to be the one who feels everything so deeply. As a Pisces, you absorb the emotions of the room. You carry the unspoken weight of others, and you love with ferocity that can sometimes leave you feeling utterly depleted. You have been carrying the emotional labor of this connection for far too long. You have been the anchor, the safe space, the one who understood their silence when no one else could. And it is okay to be tired. It is okay to admit that this waiting period has drained you. But please, do not let that exhaustion turn into cynicism. Do not let the temporary pain of the delay convince you that you are unworthy of a love that is easy, consistent, and deeply devoted. You did not break, Pisces. The fact that you are still here, still open, still willing to listen to this message, is proof of your incredible spiritual resilience. Your heart is not a liability, and your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is your greatest superpower. It is the very magnet that drew this person back to you. They are returning precisely because they could not find this depth of feeling anywhere else. They are returning because the world outside of you feels cold and superficial compared to the sanctuary you provide. So, as you stand on the precipice of this new beginning, I want you to release the burden of having to figure it all out. You do not need to strategize your next move. You do not need to play games to regain control. You do not need to shrink yourself to make them comfortable. Your only job right now is to breathe. Your only job is to trust the timing of your life. The universe has not brought you this far, through the fire of uncertainty and the deep waters of doubt, just to leave you stranded on the shore. The tide is turning, and it is bringing everything you have prayed for directly to your feet. as we move deeper into the sacred space, I want you to pay close attention to the subtle shifts in your environment because the universe is already clearing the path for this reunion. The energy surrounding you right now is thick with the promise of arrival. Think of yourself as the ocean, Pisces, and this person as the moon. For a long time, the moon was hidden behind clouds, and the tides felt stagnant, confused, and directionless. But the clouds are parting. The lunar pull is reasserting itself, and the waters of your life are beginning to move with a powerful, undeniable current toward the shore. You might notice that the frantic, anxious energy that used to plague your afternoons is being replaced by a strange, profound sense of calm. This is not apathy. This is the deep, quiet knowing of your soul. It is the calm before the beautiful storm. Your spirit is settling because it already knows the outcome. The waiting is over, and the preparation has begun. And while you are finding the center, they are in the midst of a very active, very tangible preparation on the physical plane. They are no longer just circling the idea of you in their mind. They are taking concrete steps to bridge the gap. Right now, as you listen to this, they are likely having conversations with their closest confidants, finally speaking your name out loud with a tone of reverence and regret. They are confessing to their friends what they were too proud to admit to you, that they made a mistake, that they miss you terribly, and that they are determined to fix it. This verbalization is a crucial spiritual step. By speaking the truth into the physical realm, they are collapsing the quantum wave of possibility into a single definite reality. They are making space in their life for you. They are clearing their schedule, organizing their thoughts, and mentally rehearsing the exact words they need to say to make you understand the depth of their transformation. The fear is still there, yes. Do not expect them to be perfectly flawless or entirely without nerves. But the difference now is that their love is louder than their fear. For the first time, the pain of living without you has finally outweighed the discomfort of facing their own vulnerability. They are looking at the Ace of Cups in their own life, realizing that the cup of their heart has been empty, and you are the only one who knows how to fill it. This is a new emotional beginning, Pisces. This is not a rehashing of old arguments or a rehashing of the same old cycles. This is a clean slate, written with the ink of hard-earned wisdom and genuine remorse. They are bringing a new level of emotional maturity to the table, and they are asking, through their energy, for the chance to prove it to you. When the moment of contact finally arrives, it will carry a very specific signature. I want you to visualize this so that when it happens, you do not doubt it. The notification will appear on your screen, or you will hear their voice and time will seem to slow down. There will be a distinct, unmistakable drop in your stomach, followed immediately by a warm, expansive feeling in your chest. It will feel like a key sliding into a lock that has been rusted shut for months. They will not lead with casual small talk. They will not test the waters with a meaningless meme or a vague observation about the weather. They will lead with intention. They will acknowledge the distance. They will take accountability for their part in it. And then they will offer you the truth they have been carrying. It might be an invitation to meet in person, to look into your eyes and say the things that are too heavy for a text message. It might be a heartfelt voice note, their tone softer and more tender than you have ever heard it, laying their heart bare for you to see. Whatever form it takes, the energetic signature will be one of surrender. They are surrendering their pride. They are surrendering the need to be in control. They are placing their heart in your hands, trusting your famous Piscean compassion to handle it with care. And this is where your true power is activated. You are not a passive recipient in this story. You are the magnetic center. The paradox of spiritual law is that the moment you truly release your grip, the moment you stop desperately chasing and instead root yourself in your own worth, you become an irresistible force. You become the ocean deep, stable, mysterious, and profoundly inviting. They are drawn to you not because you are waiting for them, but because you are whole without them, yet still open to them. I want you to feel the weight of that truth. You do not need to chase. You do not need to decode. You do not need to shrink your light to accommodate their past shadows. Your only task is to remain open, grounded, and fiercely protective of your own peace. If the old you would have panicked, the new you will breathe. If the old you would have demanded immediate answers, the new you will allow the truth to unfold at its own sacred pace. You are holding the space for a miracle, and miracles require a steady hand. As this energy continues to build, you may notice more synchronicities. Feathers appearing in unexpected places, the sudden, sweet scent of rain, or a specific perfume that reminds you of them, or a sudden, vivid memory that brings a smile to your face instead of tears. These are the universe's way of winking at you, confirming that the threads of fate are actively weaving you back together. The spiritual realm is cheering you on. Your guides are surrounding you, wrapping you in a blanket of reassurance, reminding you that every tear you cried was watering the seeds of this exact moment. You are safe, you are loved, and you are exactly where you are supposed to be. When that message finally arrives, or when you finally hear their voice, Pisces, your first instinct is going to be to open the floodgates. You have been holding back an ocean of emotions for months. You have swallowed your words, choked down your tears, and forced yourself to be strong when every cell in your body was screaming to reach out. So when the door finally opens, the natural impulse is to let it all pour out. You will want to explain every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, every time your heart broke just a little bit more. You will want them to understand the sheer magnitude of what you have survived while they were figuring this out. But I need you to listen to me very closely right now, because this is the exact moment where the dynamic can either be cemented in divine union or fractured by overwhelming intensity. You must master the Piscean pause. I know your empathy is vast. I know your heart feels things in high definition. Your nervous system is wired to absorb and process everything all at once. But if you meet their fragile, newly formed courage with a tidal wave of past grievances, you will inadvertently push them back into the very fear they just conquered. They are stepping out of the shadows, and their eyes are still adjusting to the light. Their own nervous system is likely in a state of hyperarousal right now, vibrating with the anxiety of rejection. If you blind them with the intensity of your accumulated pain right out of the gate, their ego will perceive it as a threat, and they will retreat to the dark to process it. Instead, I want you to be the deep, calm, grounding ocean. Let your silence be heavy with love, not heavy with resentment. When they speak, when they confess, just listen. Let your eyes do the talking. Let them see the profound, unwavering depth of your soul looking back at them without judgment. By regulating your own energy, you will subconsciously regulate theirs. That level of grounded, compassionate presence will shatter whatever defenses they have left. It will show them that you are not just a fleeting passion, you are their ultimate sanctuary. You are the safe harbor they have been desperately searching for in a world that constantly demands they wear armor. And oh, I know how hard it is to be the sanctuary. I see the quiet moments when no one is watching, when the empath in you finally gets tired. You are so used to being the one who understands, the one who forgives, the one who sees the good in people even when they show you their worst. You have carried the emotional weight of this connection, and frankly, the emotional weight of many connections in your life. You have been the healer, the listener, the safe harbor for everyone else's storms. You have been holding your jaw clenched, taking shallow breaths, and keeping your shoulders braced for the next emotional impact. But who holds space for you? Who tells you that it is okay to be tired? Who reminds you that you do not always have to be the strong one? Let me be that voice for you right now. I want you to physically drop your shoulders as you hear this. Unclench your jaw, take a deep, expansive breath into your belly and let it out with a sigh. You do not have to carry it all anymore. The universe is stepping in to relieve you of this burden. You can finally put the armor down. You can finally exhale. The fact that they are returning, that they are making this move in this beautiful August window, is the universe's way of saying that you have done enough. You have held the vision, you have kept the faith, and now, it is time for the divine to take care of you. This is the healing you have been praying for. Not just the healing of the relationship, but the healing of your own exhausted spirit. As they step forward, they are not just bringing an apology, they are bringing a new frequency. They are bringing a willingness to match your energy, to meet you in the deep waters where you reside, instead of asking you to shallow out for them. They are realizing that your depth is not something to be feared, but something to be cherished. This is the karmic loop closing. The cycle of push and pull, of anxious attachment and avoidant retreat, is breaking right now in this exact moment. The spiritual cords that were tangled in confusion are being straightened into a clear, unbreakable line of divine connection. You are moving from a place of longing into a state of receiving. You are moving from the shadows of uncertainty into the brilliant, undeniable light of being chosen. Truly, deeply, and finally chosen. The universe has not brought you through this arduous desert just to let you wither at the edge of the oasis. The water is here, the love is here, and it is entirely, unapologetically yours. We have reached the end of this transmission, Pisces, but you and I both know that this is not an ending. It is a threshold. You are standing on the edge of the exact reality you have been manifesting, praying for, and quietly weeping for in the dark. The spiritual work is done. The energetic cords are aligned. The other person has made their decision, and the universe is currently orchestrating the physical mechanics of their return. But before you click away, before you return to the noise and the rush of your daily life, we must anchor this frequency into your physical body. If you do not ground this energy, it will just float away like a beautiful, fleeting dream. We need to lock it inches we need to make it your new baseline. I want you to do this with me right now. Wherever you are, whether you are sitting in your car, lying in bed, or walking in nature, I need you to pause. Close your eyes if it is safe to do so, or just soften your gaze and turn your attention inward. Take your right hand and place it gently over your heart center. Feel the warmth of your palm against your chest. Feel the steady rhythmic beating of your own heart. That heartbeat is the drum of the universe, and it is beating in perfect time with the love that is rushing toward you. You are not just a passive observer in this life. You are the magnetic center of your own reality, and right now, your heart is calling them home. Now take deep, slow breath in through your nose. Draw the energy of this reading, the energy of this incoming commitment, deep into your lungs, down into your belly, down into your very cells. Hold it for a second. Feel it expanding inside you, filling up all those empty, hollow spaces that the waiting created. And now, exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing every last drop of doubt, every lingering fear, every shadow of past disappointment. Let it go. Watch it dissolve into the ether. Breathe in the absolute certainty of being loved. Breathe out the illusion of being alone. With every exhale, feel your nervous system shifting from survival mode into a state of deep, profound receptivity. While your hand remains on your heart, I want you to silently repeat this affirmation after me. Let these words bypass your logical mind and speak directly to your soul. Say it with me. I am worthy of a love that is certain, consistent, and deeply devoted. I release the need to force, chase, or figure it out. I trust the divine timing of my life. I am open to receiving the profound commitment that is coming my way. I am safe, I am loved, and I am ready. Feel the truth of those words settling into your bones. You are not just saying them, you are claiming them. You are rewriting the code of your subconscious mind. Sit with this feeling for just a few more seconds. Let the quiet wash over you. This is what peace feels like. This is what it feels like when you finally stop fighting the current and let the river carry you home. As you slowly open your eyes and bring your awareness back to the room, I need you to take one final, deliberate action to seal this contract with the universe. In the comments below, I want you to type just one single word, receiving. Do not write paragraph. Do not explain your story or your past. Just type that one word. By typing receiving, you are not just leaving a comment, you are casting a spell. You are sending definitive, energetic signal to the cosmos that the door is unlocked, the lights are on, and you are ready for this blessing to walk through. Claim this energy out loud in the digital realm. And if this reading found you at the exact right moment, if it brought a tear to your eye or a flutter to your heart, please subscribe to Trusted Tarot. Share this video with someone who needs this exact message, or simply keep it in your back pocket to listen to again when the waiting feels heavy. We are building community of light here, sanctuary for sensitive souls, and I want you to be a part of it. Go gently today, Pisces. Walk with your head held high. The love you deserve is no longer a distant hope. It is a present reality making its way to you right now. Trust it, receive it, and know that you are never, ever truly alone.